The heaped-up files in police offices are not mere files. Those are unsolved cold cases. The cases of murderers who left no loopholes, the story of psychopaths who left no clue, and the story of lost innocent lives. And in this video, we bring to light the forgotten disturbing cold cases recently cracked. Let us be regular in your day by subscribing to our channel, and do not forget to like the video if you are thrilled to unveil the mystery in these cases. Can a murderer leave the crime without a loophole? What are the twists to these unsolved cases? Most of the files heaped up in a police station are forgotten as time passes. New cases force the officers to forget the old ones. But through the constant efforts of brilliant detectives, some of these files are re-examined and solved. These agitating stories can give you nightmares. Every file is not just a case, but a criminal walking free through the streets planning on his or her next crime. KAYLA Unbihan. A missing case of a 9-year-old. KAYLA Unbihan. KAYLA disappeared from her mother's home in Illinois in 2017. For the backstory, KAYLA was born on the 5th of July, 2008 in Chicago. KAYLA's parents, Ryan Iskirka and Heather Unbihan, were divorced during this period. The daughter's custody was of her father, Ryan Iskirka. On July 4, 2017, KAYLA was dropped off at her mother's place to spend the day with her. She was expected to head back on the 5th of July to celebrate her birthday with her dad. But neither KAYLA nor her mother Heather showed up the next day. Ryan was worried and contacted the police. The police immediately started a search party and discovered that Heather's social media accounts were taken down and her mobile number was switched off. This indicated that the mobile phone was either destroyed or she intentionally shut it down. Inquiring, her neighbors revealed that some of them had witnessed her packing her stuff into a vehicle on the last day. Her relatives disclosed that she had discussed camping in Wisconsin, but she also mentioned she would return before 5 p.m. as she had to return KAYLA to her father. These statements made it sound like Heather and KAYLA were in trouble. Everybody was worried for KAYLA's and Heather's well-being. A GoFundMe was started soon. Police officers around the country teamed up for leads to find KAYLA and Heather. KAYLA's father, Ryan Iskirka, was in the field searching for his child and setting up the donations. The suffering of not knowing what happened to his child was torturous. The police and crowd lost interest in the case weeks after the case was registered when the list of leads was exhausted. The case came to a dead end where the police officers did not know where to turn. There was no answer to the question, what's next? As the donation collected by Ryan was used up, the missing case of KAYLA was moved into the heap of dusty files in the police office, unsolved. 6 years passed. The turning point in KAYLA's life was a 5-second visual released by Netflix. In the series of Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, KAYLA's picture was released with an age progression image. This ignited the fire again, as a Facebook page dedicated to KAYLA's missing started to reshare the age-progressed image of KAYLA. On May 13, 2023, a woman and her teenage daughter visited the Westgate Regional Shopping Center in Asheville. A bystander at the mall recognized the daughter to be the missing KAYLA. They immediately contacted the Asheville police. The Asheville police got in touch with the South Elgin police force. Further investigations confirmed the identity of the woman and daughter to be KAYLA and her mother, Heather. This twist in the case was improbable. Why are the mother and daughter living in a different state? What happened on 4th of July 2017? For the answers to these questions, Heather and KAYLA were arrested the same day. A case that was moments away from being solved after laying cold for more than a decade. What is the probability of Heather kidnapping 9-year-old KAYLA? Well, that is what had happened. As per the agreement made upon the divorce of Heather and Ryan, Ryan had custody of their daughter KAYLA Unbihan. This concern made Heather abduct her and live in a different state. She managed to live with her child for over 6 years before being found. Heather was arrested. She was charged with extradition. Love indeed makes us do crazy things. Although Heather was released on a bond of $25,000, she was forced to wear a monitoring device to track her. Finally, Ryan got to see his daughter again after 6 years. Now 15-year-old KAYLA was living with her father again. Ryan also secured an order of protection against Heather, which made it illegal for Heather to be around 1,000 feet of KAYLA. Ryan was grateful to everyone who assisted in bringing her back. Next, we would like to brighten light on a case that happened half a decade ago. The Delphi murders. It happened on Valentine's Day of 2017. February 14th, 2017 was not red with roses, but blood. The dead bodies of two friends, Abby and Libby, were discovered near the Monon High Bridge Trail in Delphi, Indiana. Abigail Joyce Williams was 13 years old, and Liberty Rose German was 14 years old. Abby and Libby wanted to have a girls' day out, and were stubborn about it. Their parents finally decided to drop them off and pick them up in 2 hours. On February 13th, Abby and Libby were dropped on County Road 300 North, east of the Hoosier Heartland Highway, by Libby's older sister, Kelsey German, around 1 p.m. The final update about the children was the post by Libby in her Snapchat. It was a picture of Abby walking on Monon High Bridge over Deer Creek, among woodland and remote Deer Creek Township at 2:07 p.m. They were supposed to meet Libby's father at 3:15 p.m., but they did not show up. This got the parents worried, and they began the search for their teenagers on their own before reporting to the police at 5:30 p.m. Hours passed, and the next day, a traumatizing discovery was made. The bodies of Abby and Libby were found half a mile away from the Monon High Bridge. This heart-wrenching news struck the people of Indiana with shock and fear. The investigating team noticed a man roaming around the Monon High Bridge the same day Libby and Abby were murdered. The picture of this unidentified man was released by the team. The police were hopeful to get information from the people, as the population of Indiana in 2017 was less than 3,000. There has to be someone in the crowd who knows this man. Unfortunately, nobody came forward. Even when 2 lives were taken in broad daylight, there was no witness to the case, no loopholes, and no information regarding the picture released. The investigation team was helpless, and the case fell cold. Until October 31, 2022, half a decade after the murders, the police announced that a 50-year-old man named Richard Allen was arrested in the Delphi murder case. Although the interrogation was going on and he was not confirmed as the murderer, the people of Indiana, especially the relatives of the victims, were overjoyed to have progress in the case after 5 years. What gave the case this turn is a picture of Richard posing beside a police sketch of the unidentified man's face. The picture was posted by Richard himself on Facebook. There are multiple claims on where this picture was taken. One says it was taken in a bar, and the other says it was taken in his own house. Richard has lived near the Monon High Bridge since 2006. He is happily married and has a daughter. Even though Richard did not have a record of any previous run-ins, the similarity of the sketch to Richard was undeniable. During the initial investigation of the case, the police found an unspent .40 caliber between the bodies of Abby and Libby. Richard owned a Sig Sauer .226, and the police suspected that the bullet was from the firearm owned by Richard. The forensic department confirmed that the bullet was cycled through his firearm. This confirmation was a piece of stronger evidence. Richard was working as a licensed pharmacy technician at CVS at the time of the murder, and he was one in the crowd searching for the murderer. On April 3rd, Richard called his wife, Kathy Allen, and the investigators confirmed that Richard had admitted the crime multiple times in the call. In the interrogation, Richard made several statements admitting to the murders, but Richard's attorney insisted that these statements cannot be valued as Richard's mental state was messed up and he could not be trusted. Even in July of this year, Richard M. Allen was pleading not guilty, and the case is still in progress. The people from whom the right to live is snatched away cannot rest in peace until the murderers are punished right. The terror behind these unsolved cases piled up in this world indicates a dangerous person's freedom. To not miss out on more case reveals, subscribe to our channel and like the video right away.